Hey guys, Probo1701 here, and today I want to do an update video on predicting the box sets for the rest of 2021. I did a video on this recently, but with some new information I've discovered, I kind of wanted to do another one to update it, mainly because I think there is a real possibility there's going to be some delays to the Fifth Doctor box sets, Peter Davison box sets, for a couple of reasons. You know, we strongly suspected we were supposed to have had season 20 by now. Season 20 has been rumored to have supposed to have came out last summer, and then COVID hit and everything, and because of COVID, I'm pretty sure they've had to reorder how they're releasing some of these box sets. And season 20, we know that there was potentially another behind the scenes spot they wanted to film in New Amsterdam that they haven't gotten to do because of COVID, and we strongly suspected that's one of the reasons the box set has been delayed. But I've also found out that Mark Strickson now stays in New Zealand, and of course Mark played Turlo in seasons 20 and 21, so he's a strong part of both of those seasons. And because of that, if they want him for behind the scenes stuff, which I assume they would, behind the sofa, maybe a weekend with Strickson, or any of these other different things, audio commentaries, that they can't really do those right now because he's in New Zealand. Not very easy to get in and out of New Zealand right now. Probably not very easy to get in and out of the UK right now. So they can't get him for those. And they've already, the people who work on these have already said they're not going to use Zoom. They don't want to use Zoom for behind the sofas or any of that because that's so dependent on your internet connection. They don't want to do that. So a lot of this is going to boil down to how much they want Mark and how important it is to them that they have Mark. And he's such a big part of the season, since both those seasons, 20 and 21, that I think they'll push the Davison sets back until possibly next year. Hopefully by then the coronavirus will be dying down and everybody can start traveling again. All the vaccines will be rolling out. And instead bring out some other things this year. This is the same reason why I actually don't think we'll get a wilderness set box year. That was one of my big surprises I thought they might drop on us, was that wilderness set early that that they've never announced, but we're all pretty sure we should get at least eventually, with McGann on the cover, because so much of the TV movie production was done in America with American cooperation with American companies, and that a lot of the interviews for that would have to be conducted either by people from the BBC coming over to the States, or bringing the people responsible from the States over to the BBC for the interviews. A lot of traveling, a lot of international traveling that I don't think, again, they're going to do with coronavirus still being as prevalent as it is right now. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to do a wilderness box set right now either. And we're getting to the point now when season 8 and season 24 release, that will be 9 sets we've gotten so far, which if you include the potential Wilderness Years box set, that's 27 sets in the classic era that we can potentially get. And at 9, we'll be a third of the way through that. We'll be making good headway. So that only leaves, after we have 8 and 24, that only leaves 18 potential sets left. Of those 18, one is the potential Wilderness Years box set that I'm pretty sure we won't get this year for reasons stated. That leaves 17. Now, of those 17, 2 of those are Fifth Doctor seasons 20 and 21, which I also don't think we'll get. One, because of the Amsterdam trip they still want to do, supposedly. And another one because with Mark in New Zealand, I don't think they'll do it without him. I think they'll wait it out because they have other stuff they can release in the interim. So that's 2 more sets that we probably won't get. That leaves 15. Of those 15, 6 of those are the black and white series, or the black and white seasons, the 60 seasons with the first 2 Doctors. And of those 6, 5 of those I'm certain we're not getting. I don't think we're getting season 1 because I think they'll save that for the 60th anniversary. Probably release that in November of 2023. Seems a smart move. Seasons 3, 4, and 5 need too much work done on them. They need too many stories complete with animation. They're making good progress on seasons 4 and 5, but they still need a couple more years to get those seasons complete with animations before they release those. And I don't think they'll do season 6 because I'm pretty sure they're going to animate Space Pirates at some point. Because I think people will buy it. I'll buy it. I'm curious. I'm very curious whether or not Space Pirates will be like Enemy of the World, and once we can see it in a physical medium, that we might actually appreciate it more than the reputation it has right now, because it's not well regarded right now. So I think they'll animate Space Pirates, so I don't think they'll give us season 6. Really, the only black and white season I see is season 2. So I've lost count on my number there. So with the sets we have left, which I've lost count on, 15, 10, I think. I really should have written all this down. We have basically the Tom seasons, the John seasons, and then Colin. Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to get another Tom season. That makes sense. Pretty sure it's a Tom season. If we get 4 this year, I'm suspecting 4 because the latest issue of Doctor Who magazine did say that season 24 could potentially release in April. I think that'll get delayed a little bit because they usually do get delayed a little bit. But I'm saying early to mid-May. Let's go with that. We get that in early to mid-May, only a couple months after season 8. So if we have 2 box sets out by the end of May, there's definitely the potential to get 2 more sets. So I'm going into this thinking 2 more sets. One of those will be a Tom Baker. I've already done a video talking about that. I'm pretty sure it'll be season 15 or 16. Preferably 15. Big money seems to be on 16. I'll be fine either way because I like to have another Tom Baker season on the shelf. But that's what I think one of the 2 will be. Tom Baker 15 season or 16. It's the other one that's curious because you don't have much left. At that point, with everything I've discussed and all the reasons why the others won't be in play, at that point you have John Pertwee, you have 3 of his seasons, 7, 9, or 11, season 2, and then season 22. Where will they go? Now, the John Pertwee would be nice, but would they release 2 John Pertwee seasons in the same year? Because it doesn't seem like they would do that. And which one would they do? I find predicting John's seasons to be very difficult because I figured season 8 would be the last season his we would get. So I was surprised when it was announced until I realized, well, it's the Master's 50th anniversary. That makes sense. But, I mean, I suppose they could do season 9, start the 50th anniversary of the Master with a, season 8 box set and end with season 9, which also has the Master in it, and the Sea Devils, which is a great story. So they could kind of end it celebrating the Master too, although this would give us all of Joe's seasons right up front. I don't know if they would want to give us all 3 of Joe's seasons right away. They could do season 7, but I don't think they will. I think they'll hold season 7 for later. It's such a popular season, and it is a good season, even if I think personally Ambassadors of Death is the most overrated Pertwee story ever. It's slow and boring. But the other 3 stories are amazing. Spearhead's great, Silurians is great, and Inferno is my favorite Pertwee story and one of my favorite Who stories. So I would love to get 7, but I don't think they'll give us that so early. I'm pretty sure they would either do season 9 or 11. And a lot of that I think might come down to just how much progress they're making on episode 1 of Invasion of the Dinosaurs, because that one needs a lot of work. So the potential is there for one of Pertwee's seasons if they're willing to give us 2 Pertwee seasons in a year. If they're not, and they're going to wait and just do another one next year, then really all we have left, taking everything into consideration I've talked about, is season 2, because I could see them doing season 2, because season 2, 1, it would give us a box set from the 60s with the first Doctor. That would be nice. 2, the only episodes missing are episodes 2 and 4 of Crusade, I believe. I know it's 2 episodes from Crusade. I think it's 2 and 4. And they've already said that they're very unlikely to animate those because it has such a huge cast, so many setting changes, and so many costume changes that it would just not be practical to animate. And it's such a huge season anyway. Season 2 has 9 stories totaling 39 episodes. To put that in perspective, season 24 only has 14 episodes Season 8 only has 25 episodes. Those black and white seasons had a bunch of episodes. And Season 2 has 9 stories. With just one bonus disc, that would make it a 10-disc box set, which would be the largest one we've had yet. So that would be a nice chunk of the shelf to take up. And I think there's enough material that we could handle 2 episodes out of 39 being reconstructions. So I would be fine with that. It would go ahead and get a Hartnell out so people, could finally breathe a sigh of relief and get us a 60s box set. I am perfectly fine with them doing that. If they don't do Season 2, then I think your main other option is Season 22, which personally I figured they'd wait to do next year, Season 22 in 2022. But maybe they want to go ahead and get it out because they have had to rearrange things, especially with the 5th Doctor sets, with Mark not being available. They could go ahead and bring Season 22 on out. I mean, they could have already recorded work with, Mel's not in that season, Perry. Yeah, you could easily get Nicole Bryan in there to do that. Colin's always up for stuff like that. You could always get Michael Chaston back to do stuff like that. So I could see them doing Season 22, which I'm also fine with. I've only seen about half of that season. And I'd love a chance to see the rest of the season. I'm curious to see which story maybe they'd pick to do the CGI options on. Plus, it would go ahead and pretty much complete one of the Doctors on the shelf. I mean, we still wouldn't have Twin Dilemma, which isn't the biggest loss anyway. But, when it comes to having a Doctor's seasons completed, we would have that. We would have both of Colin's seasons up there. We could actually say, well, that's one Doctor complete, with the exception of Twin Dilemma. So I could see them doing Season 22. So those are my predictions. We'll get a Tom Baker season, either 15 or 16. And then the other one either has to be, if I'm right on everything I'm assuming, and they're pushing the 5th Doctor ones back, and they're pushing the Wilderness box set that we're potentially, hopefully getting back. I think it'll either be Season 2, Season 22, or possibly another John Pertwee set. Which one is really tricky to pick with his, but I'd say either 9 or 11. So those are my thoughts for the rest of 2021. What do you think? Which sets would you like to see them get? Are you fine with them going ahead and putting out Season 2 with just reconstructions on the Crusade, since they have stated they're unlikely to animate it? Are you ready to go ahead and get a Hartnell out there? Or would you rather them go ahead and put another John Pertwee out because John Pertwee's just awesome? Tell me what you think down in the comments. I always enjoy interacting with you guys. There's still plenty of stuff to do. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell for notifications. I have just started a Patreon. There is a link to that down in the description below if you want to check that out. Maybe contribute in whatever tier that you are comfortable with. Most importantly, though, stay safe. Keep on Doctor Whoing. And thank you for watching.